I'm 27F and my boyfriend is 28M. We've been together a little over 2 years. Most of that time has been good, but lately it feels like we're trapped in the same argument on repeat. The short version is this. He wants me to move in with him right now, and I'm not ready yet. But somehow, in his mind, that means I must secretly want to break up, and I don't. For context, we both moved back to our hometown about a year ago after a messy stretch of life. I had just finished law school and was studying for the bar exam. He had been bouncing between jobs and talking about doing a long volunteer trip abroad. That period was rough for both of us. I had severe anxiety and started therapy during that time, which I'm still doing today. Eventually, things stabilized. I passed the bar. We both found jobs. He moved into his late grandmother's house. It was the first time our lives felt adult. We started spending more time there together. I'd stay over 2 or 3 nights a week. We cooked, watched movies, hosted friends sometimes. It felt comfortable, almost like living together. Almost. Then Christmas came around. He invited me to spend Christmas Eve with his entire extended family at the house. That meant his siblings, their spouses, kids, everyone. I told him I appreciated the invitation, but I wanted to spend Christmas Eve with my own family. In my family, Christmas Eve is basically the only night of the year we're all together. I didn't think it was a huge deal. He did. That conversation somehow turned into a huge argument about commitment. He kept saying things like, "Why don't you want to be part of my family?" And I kept saying, "I do, just not at the cost of missing the only holiday night I get with mine." Eventually, we calmed down, but a few weeks later, he asked something else. He asked if I was ready to move in with him. And I said the same thing I said about Christmas. I love you. I want a future with you. But I'm not ready for that step yet. The truth is simple. I've never lived on my own before. I've gone straight from living with my parents to dorms to roommates and back again while studying. A part of me wants to experience independence, even briefly, before merging my entire life with someone else's. He does not understand this. In his mind, the logic is simple. If something good is available now, why delay it? He keeps asking, what if you never get financially independent? Why give up something certain for something uncertain? I get his perspective, but I also feel like he's ignoring mine. It's not that I want distance from him. It's that I want the choice to move in together to feel like something I walked toward, not something I was pushed into. Since that conversation, we've been stuck in emotional limbo. I tried compromising. I started staying 3 nights a week instead of 2. I brought more clothes to his place. We hosted friends there together. I even suggested setting a rough timeline so he'd know I wasn't stalling forever. But none of that seems to matter. Instead, he's been emotionally distant. We'll cook dinner together and he barely talks. We'll watch a movie and he sits there scrolling his phone. When I try to plan date nights to reconnect, he says it feels fake because I'm only trying after fights. Last week, we had the worst conversation yet. He admitted he's been acting like an asshole. Those were his exact words. He said he's been punishing me because he feels like I'm holding the relationship back. Then he said something that honestly broke my heart. I don't know if we have the same direction anymore. I told him that's exactly what I've been trying to figure out together. But he keeps framing it like there are only 2 options. Move in now, or we're doomed. What frustrates me the most is that I'm not even saying no. I'm saying not yet. And somehow that feels unacceptable to him. Update 1. 2 weeks later. We had another conversation after a few days apart. He admitted something I didn't expect. He said the moving in conversation scared him because he feels behind in life. A lot of his friends are already married or engaged. Some already own houses. He said moving in together felt like proof he was finally catching up. To him, my hesitation doesn't feel like timing. It feels like rejection. I explained again that independence matters to me because I've never experienced it. I told him that if we rush past that stage, I might resent it later. And that wouldn't be fair to either of us. He said he understands logically, but emotionally, he still struggles with it. Update 2. 1 month later. Things have been calmer. Not perfect, but calmer. We agreed on a small compromise. Instead of forcing a timeline, we set a check in point 6 months from now. In the meantime, I'm focusing on stabilizing my finances and possibly renting a small place of my own for a while. He's focusing on figuring out what he wants his life to look like beyond just keeping up with everyone else. We're still together. We still argue sometimes. But the pressure is lower now that neither of us feels like a decision has to happen immediately. And the biggest thing I realized through all of this is taking time to make a decision doesn't mean you're less committed. Sometimes it means you care enough to make the right one. This concludes today's story. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing to support our work.